If you love metal detecting, you'll love Treasure Hunting magazine. Each month, we bring you a brilliant mix of real-life stories, expert tips, amazing finds, and all the inspiration you need to get out and enjoy the hobby. Written by detectorists, it's packed with useful info to help you read the land, improve your finds, and figure out what you've discovered. Whether you're just starting out in the hobby or you've been detecting for years, there's something for everyone. To subscribe to the UK's favourite metal detecting magazine, visit treasurehunting.co.uk today.
Ora Estente, Butros Gali. It's Thursday, it's 8 o'clock, and you're watching the Big Detection Show.
It most certainly is, and unfortunately, we've got no Adrian with us tonight, and the following video will tell you why.
Out with the HF2 coil on the Deus 2 and the original HF coil on the original Deus. Looks like it's going to rain, so Bloody thing's rampant. It's rampant.
Easy here, really.
I'm here. I hope I haven't upset anyone. Just a bit of tomfoolery, or is it? Yeah, we've all been out there to tech. Sorry, evening, David.
Evening, darling. How are you?
Yeah, I'm good. Just, you feel a bit
Easy,
warm
Tiger.
tonight.
Oh,
You
what are
feel
you
a bit
looking at
warm
then?
tonight. Yeah, yeah. That was a story which was reconstructed from a true thing that happened. But tonight we're going to be talking about things that happen in the field.
Things that go bump in the field.
Yeah.
If the third member of our team were to show up. But before we start, do you know what I'm going to do? I've been desperate to do this, Adrian. Desperate.
Go on. Let's make it.
I got
Dave
a package. What?
He won something. Come on, look. He won something. What did he win?
What is it? Guess.
Is it a fermentation device?
For what?
Chickens, or is it a shoe cleaning system? Oh, Dean McAvady, Nocta, or not the Legend 2.
It's a Nocta. Something.
Score 2.
The Nocta. Double
Score.
Well, it's supposed to be a double score, but it says score on it. How do you know it's a double score?
It's a double score. By the look
How
of
do you tell that? It says score.
It's got 2 on it.
Oh, there you go.
Good machine. I've got the triples. Is it triples? Yeah, triple score. And it's very, very close, if not similar to the Legend, the current Legend, not the new, not the Legend, which we're hopefully going to be giving away on the show soon. The new Nocta Legend 2. So absolutely cracking prize if you watch. Andrew T, yeah, they use the same box for all. It's just which is very good, very good. Same as XP.
So the story behind it is, and I'm just checking because it looks like it's been and done. I entered the competition to win the Rodney Cook Memorial beautiful finds cabinet that was created by Wayne Rowlands. Obviously, it was being raffled off via lockdown competitioned off by lockdown competitions. And I don't actually know who's won it, but I had to go with that. And I thought to myself, a little bit more money in my account. Sorry, Philip Wills, there it is. You do have to remind us every week, I'm afraid, because I will forget. It's changed, Adrian.
It's better now. People can actually read it.
Look.
People can read it.
Big. Look, can be big.
Yeah, that's better.
Can be big or medium?
That big.
Big. Tall or wide? No, we don't want that. Regular?
That's all right.
Or wide?
Oh, James Barnes. Oh, this is good because we don't have to keep going like that.
Anyway, I had a little bit extra money, so I had to go with lockdown competitions Friday night draw, and then I had a phone call to say, "Hello, Fatty, you've won." Well, he didn't say that; it was quite pleasant. You've won a Nocta double score. So there you go. So Shane's got his work cut out. He's got something to test, and that will become my. Well, I was offered the money, but I thought, you know what? Mason needs a new machine, and it'll do for me as a backup. So there you go. Happy.
Really good machines. The Nocta score range. It's just the name that puts me off, but that shouldn't. That's almost like being put off by the font used on the Alt 71, which is Comic Sans. But that shouldn't put people off. Anyway, that's good having people in the chat. James Barnes looking for a new detector. Oh yeah, it's we've got the Vanquish, the new Vanquish from Mind Lab. We have the Legend 2, which is coming out very shortly. Got an email from Dilek today about things, and that's looking very, very exciting. We also potentially have a new machine kind of thing from XP coming out soon as well. So yeah, I don't know, James. I'd hold your money for the next couple of weeks.
Annalise Patterson, you're new to the show. I've not seen you pop up before.
Yes.
Hi everyone, thanks Graham and the Big Detecting Show for my spin the wheel prize cleaning and the wax kit. Well happy. You are more than welcome. Right. Adrian, send me a new link.
I did. I emailed you one.
The current one is faulty. Anyway, what was I going to say? Somebody else had said something. Hello to everybody. Now, some of you have sent some spooky stories and such like in. I think there's also a voicemail. Am I right, Adrian?
There's the chat of what's that we got sent.
And also, somebody's just sent me a WhatsApp message with 4 photographs on. However, I have absolutely no idea who they are. I haven't got them in my contact list. It's very, very interesting pictures nonetheless, which I will show in a little while. If you are there watching, can you message me to tell me who you are? Because I ain't got a clue. There you go. And yes, I've got a nice new vehicle. I've the van of vans got wrote off by my insurance company, and I've gone back to car mode, and I've got a Dacia Duster, which is very nice because Adrian told me to.
And I'm looking at a 4-wheel drive one at the moment for a detecting vehicle. So yeah, how good? They're good little motors. So
towboat, right? The other thing that people don't realise is that for some unknown reason, the whoever's commenting now, we usually get your name, but we're getting your account name instead coming up on YouTube. So, for instance, Philip Wills, normally it's Philip Wills, but it's saying Philip Wills World.
Is it Dave Moore? We've got a story from Dave Moore.
Dave Moore. Yes, we've got that Dave Moore. It's come up as Tobo 43. Right, shall we bring the witch on? I mean, Donna.
What is it doing?
Hello, darling.
Have you got a crystal ball there as well and got to do readings while we're on
I don't know. I've got to get the camera setting right, though. I have literally...
I love the fact that we've got the chat right over Donna's face. That's perfect.
Donna, move that way more. No, the other way.
That way.
That way. Bit more.
Little bit more, and you're right.
I'll be sitting on the log store.
Right, that's fine now. But can you see where the chat is?
I can.
Well, it was over your head.
There?
Because it's new.
It's new.
I suddenly realised my camera's static. I can move my computer around to see you better. I'm glad I didn't dress up.
Yeah. No. Well.
You've missed Adrian getting killed and everything.
Yeah.
Oh no! What, by death?
Show it again. Go on.
Sorry, everybody. This is because somebody can't turn up on time.
Out with the HF2 coil on the Deus 2 and the original HF coil on the original Deus. Looks like it's going to rain, so Hey, bloody thing's rampant. It's rampant.
Somebody's got too much time on their hands. I've just moved the thing, haven't I? Hold on. No, wrong way. I am in the log store. Right, there you go. You've got my pumpkin now. Hello. I'm worn out. Oh, look, that's like he's just been born. Oh, that's gross, isn't it?
What? It's disappeared, Adrian. Adrian, I can't.
That really... I don't watch enough horror films to know what that is.
I think you need chloroform to know what that is.
It's me, Mother.
Oh, God. No, put it away. Anyway, how is everyone? How are we all? Where are we up to?
I'm all right, but now I'm trying to change that writing on the screen, the chat, and it's all disappeared, so I can't make it smaller.
I can see the chat. Hold on.
Yeah, well, tonight we are completely in your and Adrian's hands when it comes to the tales and the speak pipe and what have you, because I've been a little bit run ragged and not been able to get. So hearing the stories tonight will be completely new to me. There he is. That'll be why.
Well, I've got some. I've actually got some. Oh, that's better. Thank you. Yes, I have got some. I can sit in a better position now because I can't see my notes. I've not done exact notes.
Gareth Howard's come up with his classic. It's Adrian Childs.
He looks like a boss once who.
He looks like he's having a Tommy tank.
Oh, I don't like it. Make it go away. Make it go away. I sent you loads of stuff, by the way. It's weird how the face moves. He looks
Faces do move. I've got new boots. Donna.
Have you, sweetheart? What have you got?
I got this boot.
Oh, I've had that for years. It is fantastic. I'd recommend
Well, I asked Adrian's advice because it turns out that I've got a button fetish. I love buttons. I didn't realise until recently. I liked buttons, but I didn't realise how much I liked buttons until recently. And then I bought myself and Shane a copy each, which you've probably got as well. I think it's very important for metal detectorists to take this into account. Is this little boob?
Yeah.
Landscape Archaeology by Mick Aston, this one. Mick Aston.
Okay, I might have that on my shelf here.
So it's a very important book, or very important, I feel, for people in the metal detecting world to know the landscape that they're working. So
yeah, that or Hoskins, but
Bob Hoskins.
There are a couple green light ones, aren't there,
Adrian, how can I help you?
Talking of books, there's Identifying Detector Finds,
yes.
The popular book, the black cover, lovely thing. Well, what is one of the, ignoring buttons, what is one of the most common detecting finds we unearth every weekend?
Buckles and buttons.
Buttons and buckles.
Yep.
So buckles.
Oh, wow.
Look at that.
Isn't that new? Fantastic.
Yeah. This is, I think it's
available.
available.
It's really good. Has he just got all the line drawings in that? I think that is so helpful. It really is so helpful.
I haven't actually, do you know, I haven't actually got that. I'm a big, show we're going to be on big.
It must be new because I've got his other one that he did.
So this is new out. If you're looking for a Christmas present, this is the one to get. Look at that proper book. And it's over 340 pages, I think. And this will identify all your buckles. There you go.
A green light going to send me a Christmas present then?
No.
No.
I never get sent anything. I don't.
So I think this is now available from. Yes, it is. Greenlightpublishing.com. Actually, I'll put the link. Well, how can I share it? I don't know. But that book, if you've got Identifying Detector Finds, it's good, but it doesn't cover a lot of things. But this Buckles book, I was able to identify from this a lot of my medieval sites, and it's a really good book. So if you're looking for something,
some buckles actually, I think what's really interesting about buckles, some buckles look really modern, and you could easily put them to one side, And actually, they're not. They're Roman military buckles, or especially some of the single loop ones look quite modern, and they're not. They're actually like 13th century. It's mad. It is mad.
So, who put in the chat?
Why have you dressed
Someone
like
put-
Jack Sparrow tonight?
Because
like,
it's my natural go-to position. It doesn't matter what I dress up as. I always end up looking like pirate.
so it basically covers Roman buckles up to medieval at least. I think it goes up
I've actually got the Roman. 1800s. So I've got the Roman
1800s.
buckles and brooches by Greenlight here, and I didn't realise I had it, and that would have come in handy with me bloody Roman broochy thing.
Yeah. Then that's really good.
If you don't
Right,
know it
sure.
already, if you subscribe to Metal Detecting News, which I believe you should, because it's well worth getting a weekly email to say we've got some news and it's got all the information. It's just an email once a week with all the latest metal detecting news and competitions and such like. Go to metaldetectingnews.co.uk, and currently, if you subscribe, you could win a free Rutus Versa.
And also, next week, you can win a copy of this as well.
Can you?
Marvellous.
Oh.
I'm coming here
Well,
again.
do subscribe. And the nice thing about the Metal Detecting News is it's stuff that we sometimes talk about on the show. But what TC does is he puts all the links in to where the news came from. So you can link directly to the manufacturers or directly to the news pages and read more. So it is. And also he puts quite a few YouTubers on there now who've been up to something really interesting. So way to go.
Who I've never heard of. James Barnes saw a troubling post by Time Team about heritage crime. They are going after detectorists and licensing.
Of course they are.
Be aware, people. Be very, very aware.
They've been doing that for years, and more importantly, in the House of Lords, the video where they were discussing the future treasure laws.
Yeah, they're meeting.
The top police person, woman, man, or whatever said metal detecting is like that much of an issue for them. Hair coursing, fly tipping is a bigger issue.
Is that by J.R. Hartley?
Fly fishing, but
fly tipping by J.R. Hartley.
You'll always get these posts, but metal detecting Nighthawkers, it's wrong. But it's a very, very small. You know, like when you're at school and you're sitting in class, and there's like in my school, it's like 30 odd people in the class. You get one who's wrong, and that's probably not every class. That's probably one class a week. Donna. So if you sort of equate that to metal detecting, probably 0.5% of us who do the hobby, if that, probably less, are wrong ones. But yeah.
Ava Finson, Mia says that she doesn't enter any more of our competitions. Keep entering. The more you enter, the more you win.
It really doesn't.
James Barnes, he's on holiday. We started the show with James Barnes. Where did you say he was, Adrian? Not James Barnes. Stephen Brain. Stephen Brain.
Yeah.
Spania.
No, actually, I was quite surprised. Stephen Brain is in Iraq. So part of his job and what he does. So good luck to Stephen, and I hope he gets on well.
I do. Must be difficult being in the military, serving, doing that. Well, all right, can't say much, but
I did actually know a guy who used to come to our archaeology group, and I can't say his name. But every time there was turmoil in the East, he used to disappear. And he was English, and he was very posh, obviously very well educated, obviously with a military background. He knew stuff about SOE and things he shouldn't know. And every time there was any kind of conflict, he'd disappear. He looked like an Arab, and I think they used to dress him up and put him amongst the people. He could never say, and every now and then in conversation, a little bit would slip out. Like, when I was sitting here or somewhere in Afghanistan, and you think, yeah, okay, we didn't ask any questions. Ours is not to reason why. But a very brave man if he was doing that. Excuse me. Anyway, we are here.
Donna,
Hmm.
do you and your husband ever have fish finger sandwiches?
I used to, but they've changed fish fingers. They don't taste the same anymore.
Oh, okay.
Why?
Sorry, carry on.
In work, they've started it on the menu in the canteen.
It's a good sandwich, but you need a little bit of lettuce and some mayonnaise. And so it's got to be in white bread. Yeah.
Stocky stocks. Sorry, Donna. Stocky stocks. Most police forces now have rural crime teams. Yes, I'm in Merseyside and stopped on my permission. Yes, I've been stopped. And funny enough, this week there was the largest gold Celtic coin hoard was found not far from my house, and there was local archaeologists doing a dig, and rural crime turned up because I think they thought they weren't doing it properly, which was a bit silly.
Well, they weren't doing it properly because you had to tell them where it was, didn't you?
Yeah. Not that I know where it was, but yeah. But anyway, sorry, Donna. Go on, Donna.
Right, we're here tonight. It's that time of the year again, Samhain. It's Halloween. Tomorrow, it's the 31st of October, and even though I try not to play ghosty stuff these days, occasionally I get dragged back into it, kicking and screaming, and tonight that is the case. So we're asking you on social media and by the show for some interesting stories, some tales, some images, etc., etc. And we've received a few, haven't we?
We have. I've got some from Andrew T, and also somebody else sent me some, but they're all on my phone. And I've sent you loads of pictures and some video clips and things like that as well. So I will have to find them.
Just interrupting, Donna. Sorry.
Yes.
The winner of the Roman-themed coin display cabinet for the Rodney Cook Memorial, which was made by Wayne Rowlands, was won by Ryan Bailey, and the competition has made £1,500 for the RCM charity. So well done to him, well done to the RCM, and well done to Lockdown Competitions for
and well done
running
to
that
Wayne
competition.
for actually putting it all together, because it was stunning. And I hope the winner appreciates it as well. I hope it doesn't turn up on eBay, because that would be a tragedy. It's a stunning piece of work. It's beautifully lined. It's got all compartments in it for your finds. It was such a nice thing. But it's good that they made that much money. So, yeah, well done. Congratulations. What have you got? Oh, yes, you won.
We've had this, Donna. We've had the conversation.
Yeah. Congratulations. I didn't win anything. Do we want a spooky story? I don't know who this came from.
Donna never heard of Lockdown Well, you heard of Lockdown Competition, but she never played it, didn't know how to put money on it, so Adrian had to tell her.
Yeah. They don't take check.
They don't, and I didn't have enough money in my PayPal account because I only put I let it run out, otherwise I spend it all on eBay.
Yeah, but you can link your PayPal account to your bank account, so you don't have to worry.
And I've got a special bank account that I keep a minimum amount of money in, so that I don't go shopping on eBay every day when I'm bored.
Is it with Midland Bank?
No.
Oh
yeah, no, mine is actually. Mine is HSBC. Yeah.
Midland.
Yeah. Well, I still call it Midland.
Right.
I get told off saying. Right, we have a spooky story, but I don't know who it's from. Somebody sent this to me. So put your hand up if you know. A couple of weeks ago, I found a Roman bronze coin in amazing condition. It was an Emperor Gallienus 253-258 AD. Antoninus which is a Roman bronze and silver alloy coin. It is from a series of coins known as the Zoo series, issued around 266 AD, each of which has a god or goddess on the reverse, represented as an animal. Mine showed the goddess Diana represented as a deer. The spooky bit is that on the journey home, the M11, after finding it, we saw 7 huge deer, one with antlers, all dead at the side of the road. I have never seen one dead big one on that stretch of road before. Was tempted to take the coin back and rebury it. And I don't know who that's from, but we talked about that last year when we were talking about finding coins that could have a significance or maybe a curse attached to them. Have you met my friends? But yeah, it is a bit spooky when you find something and you think, oh, this is amazing, and then strange things start to happen, like that pair. I'm not quite sure where you go to buy masks like that, but I do find it very worrying. Anyway, we have another story, and it's quite a long one, this one. If we're ready for a long one, guys?
Yeah, go.
So,
Yeah, go.
Prince Andrew.
I watched the show back from last Halloween just in case we brought anything up that might be interesting that we wanted to go back over. So Andrew T, who is regularly in our chat and who is the most brilliant guy, used to live in an inn called the Crumplehorn Inn, and it's haunted, and that was in Cornwall. No idea whether it's still open or not. But he says, in early November 2001, the inn was visited by the Ghost Research Foundation, who did various tests using sophisticated electronic equipment, including a zero-lux video camera that can take video footage in virtual darkness. Many tests were done after midnight when the bar was closed. As we were watching what the camera was seeing and recording to tape, we saw small balls of light crossing the screen. The lights are called orbs and an indication of manifestations. The 3 researchers stayed overnight in one of our apartments where unexplained things have happened before. When they went upstairs to check on their other camera, the hall light had been turned on. When they woke up in the morning, the window in the bedroom had been opened. As far as the ghosts are concerned, we have a few. One seems to frequent the bar. You just catch a glimpse of something out of the corner of your eye. Although a few years ago, my stepdaughter was working in the bar one Sunday evening and saw everyone was out of the bar. She turned the lights off and headed for the kitchen. And as she went past the door to the toilet, the door opened all the way open. It had a spring closer and doesn't open easily. Thinking she had locked someone in, she said, "Sorry, I thought everyone was out." The door closed. So she went into the toilets and there was no one there. All the windows were closed and there was no wind. In one of the flats, there is a ghost that turns on lights during the night. One guest was sitting on the end of the bed putting her makeup on and saw someone go into the bathroom. She thought it was one of her children and asked if they were okay. There was no reply. And when she went into the bathroom, there was no one in the bathroom. One night during her stay, when she woke up, all the lights were on in the lounge, even a table standard lamp. And the lights were on in the hallway and the bathroom. One of my staff stayed there, and when she woke up, the light in the hallway was on. She thought I had done it as a prank. I hadn't, and she didn't mention it for months, thinking I would own up. In August 2001, I have a very level-headed gentleman called Graham who works in the IT department of the Bank of England. He stayed here on 2 other occasions, and in the first week in August, he stayed here with his 2 sons, who are 16 and 20. They stayed in flat 4 and had an enjoyable week. A week later, he stayed here with his wife in the bridal suite, which is next door to flat 4, also in the 14th century part of the inn. My wife asked if anything odd had happened while he stayed in flat 4 of an unusual nature. He said, "Funny you should say that. Apparently, on one occasion, they went to bed, and when they woke up, the front door was wide open and the window in the twin-bedded room was open. On another morning, they woke up and all the lights were on in the lounge, hall, bathroom, and toilet, even the standard lamp in the lounge. During one night, Graham woke up alone in the double-bedded room and was freezing cold, and he recalled seeing his frosty breath when he breathed out. This is a week of the best weather we have had all year, with high daytime temperatures and mild nights. The best incident was in my own accommodation, the 16th century mill house. I woke up one morning as it was getting light and saw someone standing in front of the mirror with a cigarette in their hand, clasping their forehead as though they had a really bad headache. I thought it must be my wife and asked if she was okay. There was no answer. So I said, "Anne, are you all right?" The person didn't move. So I looked to my left and Anne was in the bed next to me. When I looked up, the person was gone. I did actually think that it looked like a man, but thought it could only be my wife. I sat up in bed looking at the mirror and the dressing table to see if there was anything that could have made me think there was a person there. But there wasn't anything. Anne had cancer at that time and died about 6 months later. My late wife was a very psychic lady, and on a number of nights we lay in bed and could hear what sounded like a man and a woman whispering in the loft of the mill. And one night, the sound of a door latching, but there is no door in the loft. And my wife thought it was a soldier from World War I who had deserted and was hiding in the attic, talking to his love. He was captured, returned to France, and was killed in the trenches. There you go. So basically, the paranormal investigators on their visit actually experienced exactly the same things as had been experienced in the pub by various different visitors.
Well, thank you very much for putting that together. The type of Andrew T.
Can I put my 2 pence in about that story, please?
Yeah, do.
Here we go, the paranormal man. Come on, come on.
You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Published author about paranormal. Right. Are a load of balls, literally. That's it.
What is?
Orbs. You saw orbs manifesting, right? So, and Adrian will back me up here when it comes to Technologica. When your camera is filming, it picks up everything and it illuminates. Maybe it's dark. The infrared illuminates things. So there's dust going past, which every house. Oh, hello. Every house, every building has dust. The dust is being illuminated. It's not a manifestation in any way, shape, or form of the paranormal. It's not in any way, shape, or form related to the paranormal. It's simply that every house, every building has some form of dust or insects in it, which is then being illuminated by the infrared of the video camera, CCTV, camera, whatever. It's nothing more, and it's a load of balls. So please, whenever you hear them stories or you get... Yeah. Yes, Adrian?
What happens if you see orbs without a camera?
That's something different entirely. That could be down to anything. I mean, a lot of people see the little flecks of malarkey in their eyes. What's it called?
Oh, floaters.
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 They see floaters and float. Do you know what? I can't fucking stand.
Well, last weekend, I had a strange experience. I was walking home and everything was like, not 3D, but like blurred, and like I looked at a figure like a street light and it was like 3 of them.
Where were you walking home from?
Just saying.
And it really scared me.
Do you know if you were walking upright or slightly diagonally?
I don't know, but it was very frightening.
Anyway, trust me, in the past, I've done so many experiments and done so much video analysis and had it analysed by people in universities and such like, and the entire orbs are related to the paranormal is literally a load of balls, unless you're actually seeing them front your eyes, which could be floaters, it could be something natural, it could be anything related to the environment, but then it's something that's not on a
Yeah,
video.
but it's an atmospheric thing, isn't it? Is what you're saying.
Yes.
I mean, it's a little bit like I was having a riding lesson once, and
You're a pure snob, you are, aren't you?
Oh.
So middle class. I had riding
Just
lessons.
doing dressage, darling.
Daddy
Very,
bought me a
very
horse.
high standard of dressage. Yeah. Anyway, from where I had my riding lessons, you could see across the fen to Ely Cathedral, and it almost looked like a hot air balloon was melting over Ely Cathedral. Is that Tidy on there? Hello, Tidy. Anyway.
Are you Pakistani?
Yeah, always. I have actually got a copy of Ivor the Engine to read for you in Welsh at Christmas time, because it's the snowy one. So at Christmas time, we'll do a reading of that and see whether or not I can do Welsh accent. I can't. I'll try. That'll be specially for the Speak Pipe people. If you're listening on the actual downloadable podcast now, you're not looking at pictures. It's a grand thing to happen when somebody reads a story. So James Barnes said, I have a true story. When I was a child, my old neighbour, who was a pianist, died before Christmas. My brother, on return from
he was a what?
Pianist.
Oh, I thought you said something else.
Wrong. No, pianist he's put. Myself and my brother, on return from a midnight mass, passed his house. And there was a piano playing from a house, but it had no lights on. We ran home. I've got a story a bit like that, actually, but I was going to tell you about the atmospheric thing. So it looked like a hot air balloon was almost on fire and sort of melting over the cathedral. It was massive, this thing. Couldn't make head nor tail of it. Anyway, finished the lesson, took the time to put the horse away, got in my car, left. So about half an hour after I originally saw it. As I was driving towards Ely, this thing got bigger and bigger and bigger, and it was massive. Now, if you've seen Ely Cathedral across the fens, it is a huge building. And normally, if you see, and what it was the moon. If you see the moon in the sky and the cathedral is way, way bigger than the moon. But the atmospherics was so weird. The cathedral, it was like a massive harvest moon, and then there was some strange atmospherics, and because you've got a very flat landscape, the cathedral was inside the moon, and it looked like this moon was cheese and melting all over it. It was the most weird thing I've ever seen, and I was so
just made the cheese.
I didn't believe what I was seeing, and I should have stopped the photo. I mean,
Nick West says, since he found what he found in Poland, he's had nothing but bad luck. Unfortunately, we're unable to tell you what Nick West.
Nick, I predicted what
Poland.
you found, and they haven't told me if it's true or not. But once it's gone through the system, Donna, is that going to be an accent or in Welsh? It is going to be an accent, but whether it's a Welsh accent, Steve,
Jim Painting says that you should do it in your Wing Commander accent.
I could do that.
Just quickly, Steve Pettican, it's not out yet, but you will get some copies. It's coming out next week. So look at that. Viking loot. Oh, what's that?
Isn't it weird how he always appears on the Halloween show and none of the rest of the time?
Anyone guess what machine he's got there?
Oh,
is it a Nocta Legend? 2.
Just well done, David. Mr. Pettican, you will receive some copies in the next few days, and it's out next week. There was a question in the chat from Stephen Brain, which I quite liked. Not Badger Beer. He said something about this one.
Interesting.
Now, yes, it is.
Look at me having a good guess, Nick.
When my dad died, the day after he died, because he's dead. There's not like you can do. So I went metal detecting, and it's a lovely rolled flat piece of land. I've been on a few times and detecting for like 2 hours, bit of lead, buckles, buttons, not a lot. And I was obviously just lost my dad, and like Dave and all of us, when you lose someone close, you're a bit emotional, and metal detecting helps a lot. And I just stood there and I looked up and I went, oh, come on, Dad, give us a good find. And within no word of a lie, 3 minutes, hammer come up. And that's all I found that day. And when Stephen says that, he's probably saying, you know, the person who lost it, does it bring it to them? But I think there could be a connection. There could be. You could never prove it. But for me, when I'm detecting, I like to feel that there's some sort of energy there.
Do you think it's because you are, at that point, you are just connected to spirituality a little bit more, and you're a little bit more focused?
Well, Gary Cook had exactly the same thing. He said to me that whenever he goes detecting and he doesn't find anything, he looks up and says, "Dad, come on, get us a good find." And he had a cracking find this week. And he says it as well. And what have you got to lose? Saying that, you know, and you know, if you believe whatever religion you believe, someone's up there watching you, whether in Mars, Pluto, up your Uranus, or wherever. I think it just gives you more confidence in detecting. So yeah,
you've got somebody by your side. That's helpful.
Yeah. Well, you've got people under the ground, haven't you? So
has anyone ever heard of the phrase "tell it to the bees"? Go tell it to the bees. So in old
I've heard of go tell it to the mountains.
Well, a bit similar to what you're saying, Adrian. I don't have anyone up there who I think would wish me particular luck, but when I'm on a particular field, I have they're Roman bees, they're little black bees that come and find me, and they'll sit on my detector and they'll fly in my face. But I know when I see the bees on this particular field that I know I'm going to find something really good. And if I don't see the bees, I find nothing at all. I could have a silent field. And when I see the bees, I know that I'm going to find something good. Now, tell me how that happens. But in in Greek mythology and in Roman mythology, basically they thought that and it's a legend that came down to us, or a practice that came down to us from the Vikings. So it came up through the Mediterranean, was passed to us through the Vikings. But it's the idea that you tell the bees first. So if there's any news in your family, whether it be good or bad news, you go and tell it to the bees in your hive first, because the Greeks thought that the bees were directly connected to God, and the bees spoke to God. And so it's considered unlucky if there was any important news if you told it to anyone else before you told it to the bees. So I think bees are magical.
Gareth Howard almost had a paranormal experience whilst on a residential trip with school. It turned out to be my geography teacher wandering around the corridors in his undies. He never returned to the school. It was odd.
Is that why Gareth is like he is? It's probably why he's like he is.
Well, no,
Steve Petterkin says that when Colin passed, I asked him for some good luck. I had 4 mint Romans, 2 back-to-back stuck together.
Wow.
And Jim Painting says, at the weekend dig, a chap whose wife had passed recently asked her to show him the gold. A few steps later, he found some ancient gold.
There you go. So there's something in that. There is.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, I'd like anyone.
Should we ban him? I know who it is.
Yeah. Oh God.
Where is it? How'd you do it?
It's off the switch.
Put him in a timeout.
Let's do a ghost test, Dave, tonight. Anyone who's watching the show tonight, when you go out detecting, think of a loved one, whether they're alive or dead, and send a little message out. Look up at the sky, and if you're having a bad time, and what happens?
I think you have
Maybe
to have a
nothing.
genuine connection with that person. You can't just have a, if it's a distant relative or somebody like that, you
No,
have no
like-
connection. I think you have to have a strong connection with that person, like a friend or
like
a parent.
Dave, you say something about Sam Fox, but you haven't got a close connection to Sam Fox, have you?
He'd like one though.
So
No, she doesn't swing that way anymore.
No, she doesn't, does she?
No, but it's got to be someone like you love or have got a close connection to.
There you go. And Andrew T has just put in the chat, the royal beekeeper has to tell the bees at the royal hives when a monarch dies. There you go.
Oh, what a job.
Yeah. Nick Bez 67. Gareth, it's a shame you couldn't do stand-up comedy.
Nick Berry said, sorry, Nick Berry said
Dodgy chat tonight. Dodgy chat tonight because I wasn't there in the beginning to police it. They're all getting carried away. Behave yourselves, children. Anyway, we want stories and we want things connected with Halloween.
We've got a voicemail, haven't we, Adrian?
We have.
Yeah, I'm trying to find it.
Well, while you're doing that, John Clayton sent a picture, spooky images, into me of. Can you see that?
Oh, a finger.
I just need a wee. Excuse me.
What is it?
It's a finger.
It's
a finger and a fingernail that was found on his local beach.
Really? Or is it made out of clay? It's a bit odd.
I'm pretty sure I've seen this image before. I don't know if it's by John, but
or is it like supposed to be like a dinosaur? Is it off a plastic dinosaur?
John, I'll let you answer that.
Yeah, let him answer that because that's a bit of a weird one.
I can hear Adrian doing a tinkle.
Stone said stone in a mount is what he said. What is he up to now?
That was the first book I actually wrote about the paranormal. Multiple. In fact, I was sub-editor of Phenomena magazine for the first 60 editions of that, which is still available and free online for people who do like that type of thing. Phenomena magazine. Download it in PDF form. But I also have a second book that remains unpublished because I've never got around to doing it. But that's far superior than that book.
When you're talking about phenomena, Dave, you talk about a lot of the time that's rubbish, orbs are balls. This is rubbish. That's rubbish. What really does grab you in terms of the unexplained? What is you're really interested in UFOs, aren't you? What is your real passion?
The paranormal, UFOs, cryptozoology, all of it. And it's not a case of saying that's rubbish, that's rubbish, that's rubbish. It's about looking at it impartially.
Yeah.
Logically, impartially, researching the areas of study like environmental conditions, like electrical hypersensitivity, for instance, and how it affects the human body, how certain things like high levels of EMF aren't ghosts. It's actually high levels of EMF are more likely to cause you.
It's actually quite amazing.
Who's subjective to it and cause you to have paranormal-like experience.
Yeah, it's amazing how conditions play a real
medical conditions.
Dodgy electrics.
As I say, dodgy electrics. I could tell you all about a case with dodgy electrics. Believe me, mental. And even frequencies. We were once called to a location where it turned out that the person. So you can imagine your waves like that, your audio waves. the frequency from this particular tower was hitting the person's house, smack down, banging the down of the wave, and causing him to have all sorts of paranormal thingy. And all we did there was simply create a Faraday cage out of copper wire in his front room, and that room, which was the most active for him paranormally, never had any issues again because the Faraday cage was blocking the signal, basically.
Yeah, isn't that crazy? But then these sort of places should not interfere with other people's houses. Trains going past should not interfere with my digital signal. Anyway, you had your hand up.
UFO wise, I've seen. Well, I've got a list of. I could do a talk on UFOs quite easily because of the amount of UFOs I've witnessed.
We should interview you on. We should interview you on UFOs sometime.
Yeah, one day maybe.
Yeah, we'll do one of those.
Adrian,
I've been in one.
In a UFO?
No, Ford Sierra A-Reg when it first came out. But no, more importantly, when we die, our body, I think I've said this before, I move like this. Everything is controlled in my body and our bodies by electricity. Yeah?
Yes.
Correct? When we die, we're negative. We're Earth. We've got no electricity. So that electricity has to go somewhere. And I like to think it goes in the air. And I sometimes think a bit of that electricity appears when you have a find in the ground.
There you go.
Because where does it go? I might chat GPT it tonight.
It's whether you believe in reincarnation or not, whether you believe if it's a soul or a spirit, and whether you believe in reincarnation.
Because it's not normal electricity like a plug.
No,
it doesn't just earth out.
No.
It is that what a spirit is and
energy as opposed to electricity. You mean energy?
Yes.
Can
energy.
I put my hand up? Is this got anything to do with metal detecting?
Yes, because I've got, was it me or James? Or I've said this before, but those who are new to the show, it's interesting, I think. So about 5 years ago, got a new permission, big permission, really nice. An old boy used to detect on that permission, and he wasn't very well, God bless him, he had cancer. He'd gone from a C-scope to a, I think he went to a day.
He said, don't tell the government. Adrian, they'll try and harness it.
But he basically was on his last legs. He'd upgraded from this old C-scope to a Deus one, and he was finding a bit more stuff. And the landowner said, I'll let you on, and this person, you might bump into him. Anyway, so about, I don't know, 6 months after we'd been detecting, I said to my mate, I said, who's that over there? And he went, oh, it's that bloke. And we went, oh, yeah. And we just went like that. And he went like that. He was in the field opposite, quite a way away. Anyway, about 3 or 4 months later, we heard he died. And that was it. He wasn't detecting anymore. So quite sad.
Well, you wouldn't believe he died.
No.
No, more importantly, he had like 6-month-old Deus, which would have gone cheap on eBay. But so we went in a field right next to the church, 12th century or 11th century, very, very old church. And my mate James, if he's in the chat, felt a tap on his shoulder. And as he was digging a target up, and he looked round, and he didn't think it was a tap. He thought I was throwing stones at him, which I haven't done. I have since then. But and he looked round and saw me and just carried on detecting. And it don't sound that exciting, but it happened again and again. I think it happened 3 times. And there was a very strange atmosphere in that field. And Chris Rogers, Addicted to Bleeps, has got a YouTube video, probably about 2 or 3 years old, which covers the same sort of thing. It's something weird. When you're in the field, you're on your own, there's no one around, that energy, something it
And
does. kind of
Andrew T was saying that Miss Ellie, so Miss Detectorist, has had a really similar experience in her church, what she calls her church field,
Yes,
where she really feels like somebody's watching her all the time. It's just an eerie feeling, and she really doesn't like going there. She's quite scared of actually going there. I mean, I think there's a field on one of our permissions in Bedfordshire, and it goes down. We know it's really old because of the name of the field. It goes down into really deep, almost like a low-lying woodland area, and sort of autumn time, you know, when the mist rises from the ground, when it's getting really cold, sort of this time of year, it's really creepy. But that's got a lot to do with atmospherics. But there have been a lot of rumours about people sighting. There was a old routeway going through there, an old coaching road, and a lot of people have actually sighted galloping horses going through the woods down there. So whether or not they're ghost horses. I mean, not real horses. But you know, people have different interpretations of things. I'm very skeptical about things like that, and yet I know I live with ghosts in my house, and I've told you about some of those. Are we doing Adrian's Wall tonight? Because if we are, we're late. We're not. No prizes tonight.
I've forgotten to do it.
So we were talking briefly about UFOs, and last year when we were talking, Dave actually asked me about my time on Lakenheath Air Base, and what he was talking about at the time was the whole business about Christmas 1980 and it's RAF Bentwaters. It's called the Rendlesham because it's near the forest of Rendlesham, but it's the Rendlesham UFO thing.
I've got the book left at Eastgate. I'm good friends with the author, Larry Warren, who was one of the US security at the time.
Yeah. I mean, I think what's really weird is that they had a combined experience there and that there were so many other sightings. I mean, I was quite interested to know whether anyone in the chat has had any UFO experiences, because I know a long time ago when I was trying to find out information about my area, the only people who really knew about the older history, because they were digging it up in the field, were detectorists. So I didn't know then, and I found out as I sort of went on that they were Nighthawks. But obviously going out at night, they used to see all manner of things at night and scary things. I mean, I think I've seen a UFO a couple of times because I know what planes look like, so I can tell the difference between a plane in flight and a UFO. But you know, it doesn't mean to say that it isn't somebody testing something or a plane. And nowadays you've got drones and things. But has anyone else had that kind of experience? Have you had anything?
I have. I've seen. I tell this story a lot, but I was working in London in the print, and I was about 22. And I drove down the main A road back to Chelmsford from London. And as I was driving along, I saw something flash. This is pre-mobile phones, internet. Saw something flash in the sky next to me, and it was really bright, really bright. It was almost like a police helicopter with a spotlight. Yeah. And it just flew down, landed in the forest next to the road, bounced a bit, and glowed, and then the glow went off. And I just thought, and I was driving, I was probably doing about 70, and had a Golf GTI Mark II.
It wasn't doing 70.
Hold on, he's talking cars.
No, I wanted to get home. I was probably doing more than 70. And next thing I know, I looked round and I was doing 50 miles an hour in the fast lane, and everyone in the slow lane, middle lane was all doing 50. And we were all looking at each other like that in our cars.
You didn't see it?
Yeah, we all saw it. There's probably 4 or 5 cars, and we all slowed down to about 30, 20, because we were expecting to see an explosion or something. Nothing happened. This was about 11 o'clock at night. I hadn't been drinking or taking No, and I'd been smoking anything, and I was so shocked by it. I got home and I phoned my dad up. He was probably in his 60s then, late 60s.
Yeah.
So I phoned my dad up at like 11:15 at night and said, "Dad, I've just seen this thing, blah blah blah." And I actually, oh god, there was nothing online, but there was a phone number, and I phoned and recorded it. But I would put my house on as a bet to what I saw. So some people see a glimmer in the sky.
Yeah,
and
but you actually saw that. I mean, Philip Wills is saying
this was big.
Philip Wills is saying meteorite. But if it's that big, it's hard to say because normally meteorites don't glow that much, do they?
It was a LED type glow as opposed to a meteorite fireball glow. Bizarre. It was really bright. And
if you've got before digital technology, like you're saying, it's before mobile phones.
It's in my head.
It's hard to say. So a light bulb then would not make that kind of light. It would have to be something military or something.
It was literally
that we don't know about.
A big ball of light.
No, not XRF.
Yeah. We got no military base. Unlike Donna, we got no. The GTI definitely wasn't misfiring because it had the Bosch J Tektronix injection, which was very reliable for an 87 plate then, I think. Oh, hang on a minute. Yeah, so it's about 1993 it happened because it's quite a new Golf. But yeah, I have seen other things as well. But like Dave said, you've got to be so careful with things like this. There's so many strange.
You have to be. I mean, there are some things that you can't say. I mean, I know, like I say, I used to talk to the Nighthawks because they were the only people who knew about history, and I was appreciative that they would actually tell me what they knew. They would tell me about the landscape, how to read the landscape. I still have my L plates on, very much so then. But the experiences that they had out at night, it would put you off wanting to be out in a field at night. And I know a couple of people who actually choose to detect on certain permissions at night so they're not seen deliberately because they don't want people to know that they're on there, but the farmer knows they're there. But this one particular guy said he was detecting somewhere around here in Soham. And I know exactly where he was detecting. And I had a permission on there when I first started detecting. And it's got a trackway next to it. And it's an old footpath that's actually cut off by the school playing fields. And there's some massive oak trees there. And it was what was the old coaching road from Soham through to Burwell. It's completely extinct part of the road system now, but in the 19th century, that's what it was. And he said he was detected on this particular field, and he said he saw this bloke, really tall bloke, with a girl. This is the middle of the night, like 2 a.m. Really tall bloke in a top hat with a girl, and the girl looked quite distressed. And he was sort of almost dragging her along. He wanted to say to the guy, you know, is she okay? Is the girl all right? And he didn't. He sort of put his hand up and said hello, thinking they must have come back from a party or something. And the gentleman sort of lifted his hat to him and carried on walking. And that's what he thought, drunk, coming back from a party. Anyway, as he turned to look behind him, they disappeared completely. And there you go. I mean, and when he looked it up, so he got a few books that he could look things up in newspapers. They found a newspaper cutting, actually. And around that sort of time when people would have worn those kind of outfits, there was a young girl, and she was a serving maid, and she was actually found murdered down there. So there you go. I don't know. There was a really good story from the same area.
TC.
What does TC?
Meldetectingnews.co.uk isn't working again for some reason.
Is it not? Does it work from the emails?
Tony, you need to talk to me. You know what I sent to you.
Yes, do that. The Road and the Exploration of a UK Roman Road near Adrian. Great book, The Road, says James Barnes.
Andrew
You
T
know
says we have a neighbour, Nick and Mary's garden at the back of our house. We saw them in the spring and he told us that Dad had died in November. Both my wife and I had seen Dad go to the house 2 weeks before.
Yeah, that happens
Stephen
a lot.
Brame says, I saw some odd lights in the sky back in the 90s and I rang Manchester Airport Control Tower and they reckon they were guiding an aircraft into land.
Yeah, guiding lights. Yeah.
There's a lot we don't know. There's a lot we don't know.
There's a lot of military stuff you don't know. I mean, I know probably more than most from the sort of 80s, 90s, purely because my dad worked on Lakenheath Air Base, and we had an awful lot of friends on Lakenheath and Mildenhall Air Base, so we got to hear what was going on.
I presume this is John Clayton. I saw some odd lights in the sky in the 80s, but I was off my tits, and it was just Jean-Michel Jarre practicing his Dockland concerts.
Oh, what a time to be alive, though, John.
I had a similar one when I was about 18, 19. Me and my mates were in a field in Essex, and we saw a light, and it was like a saucer in the sky, and we were like, oh. And we might have been smoking some things, and we were all a bit mesmerised. And we spent about an hour trying to track it, and we found it in the end where the alien aircraft was. It was a nightclub with a spotlight.
Was it called De Niro's?
No, it was called Duke's in Chelmsford, which had the largest European light show. Laser light show.
They used to, all of the clubs used to have spotlights, didn't they, that went up into the sky? Yeah, I mean, the airfield stuff, there's a lot of stuff around World War I, World War II airfields as well. Like people who detect near airfields have experiences of airmen, seeing airmen walking about. People haven't quite left the building. I got my dad's, I think he's given it to my brother, but it was a book about Cambridge Airport. It's an airport now. They're going to build on it all, but it was a very active base in the First and Second World War. And the Second World War, they actually used to. I knew a lady actually, an older lady who used to come to my history talks, and I asked. It was like for an older group. And I asked them once, I tell you a lot about history. I want you to tell me about your history. And it turned out she used to fly tiger moths from there. And they used to deliver planes. So planes that came in for service, they would deliver them back out to the other bases. And when a woman got out, they'd still be waiting for the pilot. And they're like, what are you waiting for? Well, I'm waiting for the pilot. And I am the pilot. I couldn't believe that a woman could fly these massive planes. Anyway, there's an actual book, if anyone is interested. And it's about the Cambridge, RF Cambridge, and the hauntings at RF Cambridge. And so many people have seen and shared an experience of seeing several manifestations of airmen who haven't quite left the building, I don't think. Traumatic times, etc. Yes, we've all seen some unbelievable stuff in our time, James Barnes. Altered state of mind. What's your thoughts on the Atlas Comet spaceship, says John Clayton?
It's a comet.
It's a comet. So I sent you some pictures, and it's 9:15, and so far we haven't done anything exciting at all.
Sent who some pictures?
I sent some to the WhatsApp group. You clearly hadn't done anything with them.
Well, I'm just bringing it up now because some of us have been very busy at work, not dilly-dallying around the house.
We've got a voicemail from Nick Berry.
Have we? Let's play the voicemail.
Yeah.
You look like an old Chinese man now.
Don't. God. People who wear.
Yes, James. Do you think the items we find have an energy attached to them?
Yes.
And when we take them home, we could bring a spirit home? Yes, James. And that's what people are talking about when they're talking about burying a find, having bad luck or seeing strange things after they find something, taking it back to the field and changing their luck, because it belongs to the field in that case. That spirit wants to stay where it is. It doesn't want to.
Shall I play the voice message?
Yes, please.
So, I personally don't believe in ghosts. I've seen no evidence, and yeah, but did read the other day that people have been talking about them for a very long time. The Roman writer Pliny the Younger wrote about a ghost. It was rattling its chains that led a man to its skeleton. So there you go. Bit of useless information. People have been talking about them for a very long time.
Fair play.
There you go. Fair play.
And of course,
Really,
there's lots of Roman
preach-
ghosts still seen out and about in Chester and in York. You will
Yeah.
find in several cellars that the Roman army, the Roman legion, still walk through, but the ground is raised up, so you can see them from the midriff onwards. Walking through.
I do think it's really sort of strange that you don't see a lot of ghosts out in a field.
Well, yes, you do. If you think about Civil War battlefields like Culloden or
Those kind of things,
Rowley-Moor, then yes, you do.
those kind of things. But you don't see. Well, maybe
Adrian.
you don't know the ghosts.
I don't know who, but someone in the chat said, "Who's seen a ghost dinosaur?"
Oh, we talked
Well,
about that.
I've got a theory on that. You see, batteries ran out.
Yeah. It's stone. What is it called? Stone something theory.
Stone tape theory.
Yeah, stone tape theory. So it's like the silica. If you think about it, your microchip in your computer is made of silica. Silica is sand. Sand is in every kind of cement building material you can imagine, and it's in a lot of rock as well. Has incorporated what you call mica in it. And basically, if your memory of your computer can be stored on a tiny, minuscule piece of basically silica, then a massive big stone has capacity to store loads of energy, loads of memory. It's just got to be organized in the right time. And that's quite often why people see ghosts at the same time of day. So, it will. I wonder why people see ghosts at night. I mean, the main ghost in our house always happens in the daytime. Always happens at about 11 o'clock in the morning, and it has to be really, really sunny. And that's the only time you ever hear it. And I talked about it last year, but it seems to be a grown man walking on. We've got carpet upstairs. We've got a very long gallery kitchens, 23 foot long. And it used to join on either end two ranges that aren't there anymore. And it goes from one end of the kitchen to the other, and it turns a corner at the other end of the kitchen to a range that isn't there anymore. But it's heavy footsteps on floorboards. And where I have a deviation between my office door and my bathroom door upstairs, it just goes straight through. So nobody's ever seen it. One of the weirdest things was Stuart and I were out for a night, came home, and we had a mirror hanging over the radiator, which would be right in line with whoever it is walking. If it walked straight at it, we got home. This mirror hadn't just fallen off the wall and slid behind the radiator. It had been wrenched off the wall and actually gouged a huge, massive chunk out of the plasterwork. And however we tried to look at how that could have happened, the only way it could have happened was with force, somebody actually smashing it against the wall. And you would have had to put a chisel in the wall to take out that much of a lump. So, yeah, it was really strange. But it's odd that people see ghosts at night. Does anyone else live with ghosts? I think they're putting new masks on now, by the way. And there have been 2 sightings of Roman soldiers in Linnet Drive in Great Baddow. Both were seen wearing Roman armour. There was a fort there, says James.
That's not far from me. And my dad spoke to someone James, who saw the Roman soldiers. There's a fort there, and there's been more and more sightings of things like that.
Yeah. Derek Sherwin says photographic film contains silver halide crystals that record an image. It's the same thing, Derek. It's this capacity to store or record energy.
I've just opened this box. There's a
What have you
detector.
got?
There's a hat.
Great stuff.
There's a finds bag.
And you didn't know.
There's I presume, a bag for the detector. And Dr. Digging tool.
I've got one of those. That is a great digging tool.
No, it's going to replace the one that I've left in a field somewhere.
That is a great digging tool.
Now, that's called their field pack or something. But yeah, they chuck a load of stuff in not to do.
That digging tool has got such a fine blade. So I've got a Blackadder one, and I find that really difficult to get the dirt out. But that Nocta one has got a really fine spade. So when you're inside the hole and you're just trying to pick something out on the side of the hole, it's really delicate. You can use it really lightly. It's excellent. I would recommend that to anyone. I've always been interested in Roman soldiers sighted in the cellar in York. I think it needs further investigation. I think, Derek, there's been an awful lot of investigation into that. Jim Molden says, anyone has visited Auschwitz and the Thai cemetery at Kamchanby Bury, you will have noticed an earthly feeling and no bird song. Kamchanby Bury, sorry, I absolutely butchered that. I've seen a Civil War... Thai cemetery at Kamchanby Bury and also Auschwitz. You've been to Auschwitz, so you know. I've seen a Civil War cavalier on a horse crossing an ancient pub car park. It was in the cellar in a pub. I'll go and investigate. I wanted to talk to you about things that were possible to find that are actually, because originally this was going to be myth and sort of legend. But that are actually connected to real things, or could they be real? So, for whatever reason, I've been
talking for 2 hours. Oh, sorry.
I haven't, because I wasn't here. I wasn't actually here. I gave you a breather for a quarter of an hour while I was. Yeah, Adrian sent me the wrong link, so sorry, everyone.
No,
it didn't work. It literally didn't work. My computer's rejected.
If anybody else has any more wee tales that they want to put in the chat for us to read out, we'd be more than happy to do so. The Thai one was the Death Railway as per the bridge over the River Kwai, says Jim Painting. Because we've got, 6 minutes left. And, there's Badger.
Isn't he beautiful?
Is it
she?
Beautiful face, really kind face.
John Clayton saw a ghost in the Booton in Chester about 25 years ago. A tall man, all in black, just disappeared in front of me.
Yeah. Did I ever tell you about my experience in Ely? I had an experience with a friend.
Yes. Told everyone several times.
Yeah, you told us
twice. Did I tell you on the show?
Yeah, several times.
You told us twice.
I'm not going to tell you then. I'm not saying anything. I was going to talk about King John's treasure. I was going to talk about King Arthur, but I'm not going to talk about anything now.
Well, we've only got
6 minutes.
6 minutes.
Talked absolute rubbish all night. Yeah.
Do you remember 6 minutes? 6 minutes. 6 minutes, Dougie Fresh, you're on.
Adrian, James says, do you remember the forget-me-not jewellery piece I found when Nicholas's mum died? Took it to the funeral and said thank you. Yeah. Do you know, James, that could quite possibly be related to the Freemasons, because the Freemasons' flower, one of their emblems, is a forget-me-not.
Well, it was actually a gold fob seal, and in the seal it had forget-me-not with the flower. And do you know how he found that?
Go on.
That was about 3 years ago or more when I got the Deus 2. I was one of the first to get it, and I was field testing it. And I said to him, "Oh, mate, it's a really good machine. Listen," and he took it out my hands and walked, no lie, 2 foot and got a signal. And he went, "Oh, this sounds good," and I could hear it through his headphones, like because he was close. I said, "Yeah, dig it, mate." And he dug down and he brought out beautiful gold fob seal with forget me not. It's one of the nicest ones I've seen. James, did you take it to the funeral? You didn't put it with her, did you?
No, he took it to the funeral and said thank you. He actually said thank you. And I do think that's important. Derek said, "Go on, Donna." James Barnes has said, "Donna, please tell me." We'll have to leave
actually,
it.
I haven't given mention to the book Finders.
The Book of Finders.
Finders Screamers by Doug Down.
Oh,
forgot to mention that.
There,
I pulled.
Is that is the Buckles book available now, Adrian, or is it?
Yes, yes,
it is available now. So anyone who's joined us late, this is new out by it's Brian Reed, and he's
Greenlight Publishing.
Yeah, he did one on metal detecting artifacts, I think it's called. It's got a green cover.
Identifying detecting finds.
Yeah, it's a sort of a general one, and that's quite old now. I've had that one for quite a long time.
This is the biggest one ever produced.
Yeah. What's nice about it, I think, when he does his line drawings, they're really easy to relate to, but also not all of them are complete. And he does the links and the plates and anything that's a joint. You can actually see. It's almost like how it's constructed. So if you find a little piece of something, what it actually belongs to. I love buckles and I love buttons. I found 3 gorgeous buttons today, and they were just plain, but they were so small and so old. Really early, not Tudor buttons, but really early, nice little buttons with a one-piece buttons. And it's actually fantastic.
I identified quite a rare one from there.
Look, Derek said, "Pity you live so far away from us, Donna. Angie and I would love an evening in the pub with you talking about this kind of thing." Derek, you'll have to let me know where you live, because Stuart and I are planning on going up north. We do a lot of going down south and the southwest, and we need to explore the rest of the country. So maybe
you've got to come and visit.
Well, I just said to Stuart the other night, we do a lot of. We're going down to Lyme Regis in a little while to celebrate a special anniversary, and we do a lot of.
Is that your 50th?
We go to Cirencester, that sort of area, quite a lot because we've got friends there. I'm not telling you any words because you're rude. Yes, darling. This one is very nice. Or that one.
I think we should have an evening with us live in a public house or brewery one night next year, and people can join us.
Yeah, and we should. Oh, we could. That's what we should do. One night.
I know somewhere
with a live audience.
Dave comes down in his detecting vehicle, stays the night.
Yeah.
Donna, you're not far from me.
Can I go top and tail with? Can I go top and tail with Tom?
Yes, you can have a bath with him as well, and we might even buy everyone their first drink for free.
Wouldn't that be good?
So if you're interested, next year we'll call it the Big Detecting Show
Pub Night.
Drunkenly Live.
And we will go round with a microphone like we did on not Shell Doors.
It'll be Chaos. Oh no, it was that other. It was the first when you did the Julie Evan Horrocks Finds Night, and you went live down there. It was absolute chaos, carnage. It was.
I'll tell you what, Donna. If you come up this part,
I'd love it.
Obviously, Derek and Ange want to spend some time with you and drink in a pub, and there's places. Remember Bob we had on the show? Talked about Little Morton Hall and Biddulph Grange. There's all that for you to see. You'd be engrossed in the grounds of Biddulph Old Hall.
I'd love it. Absolutely love it.
Yeah. I think we'll do it. We'll do it. We'll get everyone together. We'll get loads of prizes to give away.
Yeah.
make an evening of it. So it'll be. We'll live stream the show from there, talk to people, and we'll actually reward people who watch the show. Hotels are cheap down here, so yeah, it'll be a good night. It'll be a good night.
We can easily get people a bit of ground to camp on if they needed it as well. I'm sure we could persuade a farmer with a field, then do a bit of wild camping. But yeah, thank you everyone for joining us tonight. And it's not been so mystical and magical as last year because I bothered. Just saying. Oh, look at me decorations and everything that I did that.
I've got decorations up here.
You didn't even show the picture of my giant.
Oh, look, black candle.
Oh, well done. Well done. Yeah, brilliant. You put a lot of effort into that.
Pumpkins and wizards and crystal balls.
Did you see the picture that I sent? You've still got your grenade, your German grenade. Well done. Did you see the picture that I sent of the massive pumpkin?
No.
I put it on WhatsApp this morning. I've got you know the supermarket ones. I put one of the supermarket ones that are like about £3 next to my pumpkin, which is massive. And I was trying to get a photo of Stuart holding it the other day, and because I'm trying to line him up and going left a bit, right a bit, and so I was trying to get the background in. I forgot it was really heavy. Pumpkins, yes, TC. Thanks, guys. Great show. It's always a pleasure. Take care, everyone. Gareth, lovely that you're back on. We'll see you next week. Well, I won't, but they will. Happy Halloween.
Next week we will be back with Zoe.
Rest of the holiday, Stephen.
We will be back with Zoe Pope, who isn't a detectorist, but a lot of people have a absolutely fantastic image of their
nice witch, Dave, says Andy Clark.
Yeah, man. There's all sorts here, Andy, but
love you, Steve.
Background things on. That sounds like Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Yeah.
Anyway, we will be back with Zoe at the same time, same place next week.
I look forward to
Have
watching that.
Delightful Halloween if you do that type of shenanigans.
Happy
If
Halloween.
not, enjoy your detecting weekend even more.
Done my bit today.
Shall we put this on just to end?
Out with the HF2 coil on the Deus 2 and the original HF coil on the original Deus. Looks like it's going to rain, so bloody thing's rampant. It's rampant.